In today's Amanita series, we're going to be discussing a member of Lepidilla we have here in the Northeast. A rather small member of section Lepidilla called Amanita onusta. Here she is. Well, let's zoom in a little bit and focus on the cap. We refer to this in the gunpowder group of Amanita. They tend to have gunpowder colored warts and vellum on the cap, so we call it the gunpowder group. This one, as we can see, size of my hand shows how small it is. Now, if we focus in on the cap, we'll see these warts starting to distribute. Get out of here, fly. Get. And we can see how they start off white and they develop this gray tones. We can see a little clumps on the top, but we can really notice it on this side of the cap over here, where they're turning gray. Not only that, the pellicle underneath, we can see on this side of the cap here under my finger, is very smooth and sheeny, almost metallic-like. So just remember these small onustas, and as we focus down on the stem, we can see the material that kind of crawls up the stem. This can also turn gray as well. We have a young one right here, if we can zoom in. We can see those clumpy warts. We can see that gray tone. This one even has more of a shiny metallic pellicle, more gray toned on it, but we can see these warts. They're very loose and fall off. And with all Amanita, what we want to do is we want to dig her up. So a note on this, before we dig her too far up, we can see that these warts on the upper bulb and around the bulb at the base are very similar to the warts on top, and those will eventually turn gray as well. And let me zoom back out and get my knife to pop her out, and we'll take a look at this older one over here as well. So some things that we do want to note on this is that it has a mildly rooting base, as a lot of lepidillas do. They're rooters. I have a couple that I picked over here just to show you. So we can see here this root comes off on this one, mildly rooting here on this small button, and as well here on this older one. You can see that root on the bottom, just characteristic to section Lepidilla. Not all of them, but these ones in particular. And this one as well, we can see the gray coloration of that gunpowder on the cap and how it distributes, leaving that shiny pellicle underneath. Now, one thing to note on this is the very small size. The rooting base, the classic Lepidilla look. And these will be a little hard to see the gills, but we can see it has gills, and we can see it roots, and we can see the size, and we can see the color. Now, these are Amanita onusta, one of our local, common, small lepidillas we have here in New England. And that's it for today's Amanita series. I hope you enjoyed.